Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome back to another episode of our Leeds United Career Mode series. And boys, I do have a little bit of explaining to do. I haven't uploaded in about 5 days. I think maybe even 6 days by the time this goes out. And I do apologize. I have been sick as a dog. I've been in bed for the past couple of days, and I'm starting to clear up. And you know what? I'm just making the video. If I cough, I cough. If I feel like shit, I feel like shit. But I'm making this fucking video today because I want you guys to get the voting. I want to wrap up Season 2 because Season 3 is going to be a big one, and I just want to get involved. So let's just get this done. It's just a Season 2 roundup video. Not too much is going to go on. The main thing that I think you guys will be interested in is the voting in the top right corner for the different categories, and we'll be touching on that a little bit later and showing you guys all the candidates and their stats and stuff like that. Also, you guys will get to watch the candidates for the goal of the season later in the episode, but we're going to take a look at the tables, we're going to take a look at the top goal scorers, we're going to take a look at our squad and see how Season 2 played out. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Right, so the main one, the Premier League, we did see how this ended up in the last episode, and we miraculously, guys, somehow we have made the Champions League with a qualification game, of course. We could miss out, depending on, we could get a really good team in that qualifying spot, and we could potentially miss out on the Champions League. But right now, as it stands, we're potentially in the Champions League, I should say. We're not actually in it just yet. We still have one more hurdle to go. So actually we might not be in the Champions League. It just happened, guys. It just happened. I felt like we weren't really that good consistently throughout the season, but we just scraped wins. We just had this way of winning games. It was a little bit undescribable. Like, we just got the results when we needed them. And that was really helped by the fact that City, Spurs, and Arsenal, really those three, struggled at the start of the season. I mean, Spurs were in the relegation zone for how long? Everton were struggling as well, so we were helped by the fact that those teams did so badly. If you look at Manchester City, they only lost 6 games throughout the season, but those 17 draws hurt them big time. So yeah, a lot of things just went our way, and we did find ourselves in 4th position. In terms of the relegated teams, Sheffield Wednesday went back down along with Middlesbrough, and then West Brom getting relegated in 19th position, which is a little crazy to see. But yeah, the 2 promoted teams that came up with us are going straight back down, and they're taking West Brom with them, so that's a strange one. And then replacing them in the Premier League will be Burnley and Palace, who got relegated last season, and then one of Aston Villa, Wolves, Sunderland, and Derby County. So I can't actually see which of those won the playoffs, but one of them will be joining us along with Burnley and Palace. So it's good to have those big teams, I guess sort of big teams, back in the Premier League. In terms of the FA Cup, it was Manchester City that picked up the 2-0 win against Everton in the final. They also went through Liverpool and Arsenal, so that's a hell of a run from Manchester City to end up winning the FA Cup. Everton didn't really have too many tough opponents. They faced Blackburn, Swansea, and Hull to get into the final, so it looked like City were always going to win that, especially considering that they knocked out some huge teams. So congrats to them on winning the FA Cup. And the Carabao Cup was actually a North London derby, with Spurs beating Arsenal 3-1. Spurs also went through Swansea 7-2. I believe that would be over 2 legs. And they beat us 4-0. That was a one-leg affair. We got demolished in that one, but we did beat Southampton in the game previous. So yeah, we had an okay run. Quarterfinals in a domestic cup, that's not that bad. Hopefully next season we can maybe make a push for either the Carabao or the FA Cup. I would be happy with either one of those, to be honest, but it would be nice to win some silverware. I'm not gonna lie, that's probably the goal for the next season. But the big boy, the big one, is the Champions League final, which Madrid beat Schalke. Fucking Schalke making it to the final. That's a strange one. But Madrid went through Bayern Munich, Arsenal, and Borussia Mönchengladbach. They faced 3 teams, 3 German teams in the 4 knockout stages, which is pretty incredible. Manchester United making it to the semis is the only other notable thing. So yeah, congrats to Madrid. What's that, like their 60th fucking Champions League trophy? In terms of the individual stuff, Eden Hazard and Gabriel Jesus were the 2 top goal scorers in the Premier League with 20 goals apiece. Marcus Rashford with 16 for Everton. Danny Ings, 15 goals. And considering he was injured for 3 months, only 5 goals off of a Golden Boot award. So Danny Ings looking very, very good. Harry Kane picked up 14. So did Alassane Plie. I never know how the hell to pronounce that name. French names, they're just so strange. In terms of the top assists, it was Christian Eriksen with 12, Hazard and Lukaku with 11. In terms of our players, Saïs got 9 and Townsend got 5. So they're the only ones in the top 15 there. And then clean sheets, Vidvald, despite a lot of hashtag Vidvalds out, he did get 10 clean sheets, and he did come tied second in the clean sheet award. Okay, so we'll quickly go through the squad report. You guys can see how much they've grown in the top right corner, and also you can see the stats. I do want to give a quick shout out to the top two guys here, as we can see. Danny Ings with 15 goals and 1 assist in 21 appearances, and Pavel Kubicki, 10 goals, 5 assists in 18 games. Incredible. For him to be directly involved in 15 goals in 18 games, that is incredible. Both had incredible seasons, I thought. Really, both of them should be very proud of themselves. The rest of them, look, there was obviously people who did really, really well, but I don't want to go too in-depth with everybody. I just kind of want to get through this so you guys can see the growth and stuff like that. I will talk about Kelly a little bit. He's probably going to be our starting right winger next season, and he's probably on his way to be an 80 rated player very soon. He's grown really, really quick. I am training him as well, and he's really good. He just feels good on the ball, and really with young players coming through youth academy, that's the main thing I look for, is the dribbling and the ball control, because sometimes you get youth players that aren't really that good. So I really enjoyed Kelly. I think he's a great player, and I think he will be our starting right winger, which means Alioski is going to the bench. He might even, I don't know with Alioski, guys, he might even go. I don't know if he'll be happy with a bench spot. There's players like Click and O'Kane who are probably going to go as well, so there's going to be a couple of shifts in the transfer window. We're also bringing in Phil Jones on a pre-contract, but we will have to make other signings as well for sure. So it'll be interesting to see how this squad changes over the next season. But that is it, guys. Now we're going to turn over to the voting portion of this video. So without further ado, let's take a look at the categories that you guys can vote in. Under 21 of the season: Ben Woodburn, Ronaldo Vieira, Aaron Ramsdale, Jorge Sainz, and Ryan Sessegnon. Fans Player of the Season: Danny Ings, Samuel Saiz, Ronaldo Vieira, Calvin Phillips, Pavel Kubicki. And here are your Goal of the Season nominations. So that is it, guys. That is Season 2. That is the roundup. Next episode, which hopefully will be tomorrow or the day after that, guys, as I try and just recover here, will be the award show, and then we're jumping into Season 3, guys. That's it. Then we're jumping into Season 3, and it should be interesting to see how that goes. If you guys have any transfer suggestions for the next season, leave them in the comments section below. Vote on the award show. That's really the main thing. Get your votes in, and we will do the award show as quick as possible, guys. So again, I do apologize for not really being alive over the past couple of days, but I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things and really start get going with this Leeds United career mode. Get some good players, really build this team up, because it's looking really good. Just looking at the squad on paper there, I mean, we don't have any 80 rated players or anything like that just yet, but it's looking good. You can see the foundations for a really good team here. So I'm very excited to see how things go in the next season and, well, the next couple of seasons. So vote in the top right corner. Leave any transfer suggestions, but we'll also be touching base with the transfer suggestions later on, so you don't have to get them all in right now. And just get excited, really. Thanks for watching, guys. I do apologize once again, but I hope you did enjoy today's episode. I hope you had a good day. I will see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.